Sometimes we're in really difficult spots, really difficult places where I'm trying to get something done, whether it is just trying to get my career off the ground, I'm trying to work something and I just keep on hitting this dead end, or I'm losing enthusiasm, or I'm losing motivation to get certain things done. I've kind of found a hack, something that just helps me understand to really get something moving. You need sometimes this tension, from opposite ends to really make it happen. And it is in the creation of that tension that as there's a release, there's generally the very action we are looking for. For example, I'm thinking with God, just kind of using God here as an illustration, Him being all positive, everything about Him is good, there's nothing evil about God, there's nothing wrong or missing or broken about Him. But in us, in man, there are so many issues. There are places we fall short, places we're broken, places we've been damaged and hurt. What makes the combination of the righteousness of God and the folly of man, or what makes the success that you're looking for and the failure you now feel, what makes that really a good combination? Because a lot of times we think that's a really bad combination. So to illustrate it, I'm gonna take two power leads, and one is positive, the other is negative. And when I touch these together, it should arc, it should short out, because of all the power in this is running to the negative here. That creates a problem sometimes, okay? So by touching it here, we see that there's an arc, there's a spark, something that takes place. This is God. He's all positive and we are all negative. The areas in your life that you're struggling with the most is really where God finds most opportunity to flow or to run His power. That tension between positive and negative is actually what creates power. I know a lot of times we are just only thinking how terrible it is to be negative, how terrible it is to not have. I think the real issue that we really deal with is what we call an insulator. This is really our minds. This is what this is. Between God and the working out of our problems, we find our mind. And in our mind, we have all of these experiences. So if I had the power of God on this side, and I have my situation on this side, and I have something in between, the power of God never gets to my problem. We never really see the flow of power. And so I kind of want to deal with this insulator, right? This thing that comes between what you want and what you have. Here's where we have to stop and ask ourselves, what thoughts are standing really between where I'm trying to go and where I am? If I really stop and deal with myself, take a moment, get into some deep thought, get into really searching, hey, why am I kind of hesitant on giving this a try or that a try, or entering into this relationship or not? We just stay with this insulator in between what we ought to do and where we are. I'm trying to encourage you to unstick yourself, and this is how you do it. Spend some time asking yourself the hard questions. And if sometimes you're unable to do that, spend some time with someone that really knows you and ask them the hard questions without trying to defend yourself. Open yourself up in a way where you can really hear what they're saying and it not be like they're attacking you or coming at you, or because you really want to know, what is this thing that's standing in your way? What attributes do you have in your life? What type of habits have you been keeping? I've had to have some real heavy reality checks. We had a men's conference last year, and in that conference, one gentleman made a statement I thought was really worthy to remember. So I've never forgotten it, but this thing keeps standing in my way, my mind. He said, I've never seen a rich man without a calendar, and I've never seen a poor man with one. I'm sure that there are exceptions to every rule. But the truth is, there's something that I had to stop and start dealing with in my own life and in my own routine to really move that tension and start kinetic power flowing, which is kind of where we want to be. We want to be in the place where things are rolling, things are moving, you're going, things are happening. And so ask yourself, what is that factor that stands in my way? Sometimes it may be a bad memory. It could be someone maybe from your past that told you, hey, you're no good at this, or you're no good at that, or It could be, you tried something in the past and boy, it blew up in your face. The Bible gives actually an illustration about a man by the name of Naaman. Naaman was told to go dip in this specific river 7 times to try and work out the tension between being sick and being healthy. First of all, he didn't get things the way he wanted it. And maybe some of you are experiencing that. You're not getting things the way you want it. But there's an instruction to map out a path to wellness or to success, or to that business really working out, or that relationship really coming to its fullness. There is a path, but here's the thing. Naaman got into the river and he was supposed to dip 7 times. If he dipped 5 times, that would have been, yes, he's put in some effort to remove the tension and to deal with this mind that's standing between his realization and his need. I've experienced that. I've tried some things 5 times, quote unquote, I've tried some things for a little season and not really seeing the big miraculous results that I'm hoping for. But I realized that there is usually a breaking point for tension to happen. I could come really, really close to arcing these leads, but only when they actually touch. When you hit that breaking point, it happens in many areas of our lives, where you hit a specific day. One morning you wake up and everything now is different. Naaman dips 5 times, nothing happens. You've gone down 5 times, you've worked the plan, but there is a point where you get to that 7th dip, where you've hit that required obedience, that required tenacity that it takes to really break through something. And from there, it shifts, it changes. I just want to encourage you, listen, you may be doing the right thing and seeing no results yet. Keep getting closer because there is a breaking point. Get rid of whatever it is standing in your way. Whoever told you that you couldn't do it, if it was not God, lose it. You've been given the same opportunity that every other human being has on the planet. God doesn't make mistakes, and in business, in relationship, in effort, we all need to do this. Press until it happens. Have a good one. Talk to you again soon.